Hello everyone, and welcome back to another RuneScape video. In this video we are once again revisiting one of RuneScape's famous cities. Unless you're fairly new to the game, then this was the first place you got to after completing the game's tutorial. This town is full of history and interesting facts for us to discover together. If you haven't seen last week's video about Varrock, I highly suggest checking it out. The link should be on screen now. Anyways, let's get right into 10 interesting facts about Lumbridge. Number 10. Tutorials. Anyone who's fairly new to RuneScape may not know this, but I'm assuming most veterans will. Lumbridge used to be home to RuneScape's tutorial. It was a fairly simple quest known as Learning the Ropes, and was later revamped to Unstable Foundations. After completing it, the game would then place you in Lumbridge so your adventure could begin. Now all new players start in Berthorpe, as that is where the new tutorial is located. Number 9. Bank. When Lumbridge was first created, there were absolutely no banks available. After many players complained about this to Jagex, they decided to add 2 in 2006. The one in the basement was added in March, while the one at the top of the castle was added in September. It's kind of surprising that a bank that nearly every player has visited at least once wasn't added until 5 years after the launch of RuneScape Classic. Number 8. EasyScape. These days you see many people calling RuneScape 3 EasyScape. This is because it's introduced many new methods or locations that make training your levels easier, faster, or more efficient. Examples of this were seen all the way back in 2006 when Jagex introduced tutors and the banks I covered previously. I imagine the players who quit back then would be horrified to see how much RuneScape has changed. Although the game is notably easier than it used to be, it doesn't make it any less fun. Number 7. Cook-O-Matic 25. This range that you can unlock after completing the Cook's Assistant quest is fairly unique. This isn't just because of its name, but because of the fact that it has the lowest burn rate when cooking food in all of RuneScape. Sadly, this burn rate only seems to work on lower level foods such as trout, cake, and anchovies, to name a few. If it worked with high leveled items, it would easily be one of the best, if not the best area to train cooking in RuneScape. Number 6. The Goblin House. If you joined RuneScape before the introduction of the new tutorial in Berthorpe, you've surely trained in this area before. After being taken over by goblins, the residents that used to live in these houses had to retreat to the other side of the river. A notable owner of one of these houses is Ham Agent William. After having his house invaded by goblins, it's no surprise that he's a member of Ham. Number 5. The Lumbridge Church. The Lumbridge Church has a crazy amount of notable things inside and around it. The first being that it is nearly 230 years old. Another thing that even I didn't know is that there's a sign that shows how many players have died in the wilderness so far today. Another thing that I also didn't know is that the church has a bell too. When you ring it, players inside and around the church are able to hear it. It's kind of funny how I spent so much time in Lumbridge as a new player, yet I didn't know any facts about its church. Number 4. No Town. The map of Devious Mud depicts Lumbridge as just a castle and a bridge. It's believed that due to these drawings that Lumbridge originally was not going to have a town around it. Another possibility is that they just decided to leave out the city in the drawings. If Lumbridge was just going to be like the drawings, I imagine the game would be much different. Something as simple as where players spawn can shape and change the entire game's history. Number 3. Its name. Lumbridge's name is fairly self-explanatory if you know the name of the river that cuts it in half. Lumbridge got its name because of the bridge placed over the river Lum. In the early days of Lumbridge, this caused it to become a trading center where people from Al-Kharid, Entrana, and Karamja would all go to trade their goods. Number 2. PvP Hotspot. Back when PvP worlds used to exist, Lumbridge was one of the main areas players chose to PvP. The main reason for this was due to the church's altar. Players could easily go here quickly to recharge their prayer points. Another reason as to why it was popular is because Lumbridge is where most players respawn after they die. It's not hard to grab your stuff from the bank and get right back into the fighting. Number 1. Cambridge. It is believed that Lumbridge is based on Cambridge, England. This is the city that the Jagex headquarters are located in. Another part of Lumbridge that related to Cambridge is the River Lum. It was named after Cambridge's River Cam. As far as I know, the two cities share no similarities besides their naming. That's all I have for this video, but if you'd like to see more top 10s, then don't forget to drop a like below. For more content from me, subscribe to my gaming channel, follow me on Twitter, and lastly subscribe here for more RuneScape content. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.